It's orange.
No, back out. Mike.
The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety. It does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any of our sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Good Tuesday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. Tonight's sponsored by Southern Gym Photo Booth and Start. Not only do we bring fun to your event, we make it picture perfect. And by Miracle Automotive Recovery out of Stark and McClinney. When you had an automotive crisis, don't pray for a miracle, call Miracle. This is your show coming to you on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday and Saturday nights. You control and run this show. We are just the rudder that steers this big old vessel. We bring it to you first for education, discussion, and debate of local news, politics, and sports, as well as the latest on the COVID-19 situation. We have you covered from Middleburg to Melrose to McIntosh, from Lake City to Lake Butler to Lake Como, from Waldo to Williston, from Lottie to Lulu, where I see Austin Stevens' cousin, and guess what her name is? Ben, and all points in between, including Gainesville, Palatka, Ocala, and of course, right here in beautiful Stark. Now, here's your On the Spot team, making it happen every single week. First, putting it all together behind the scenes, our executive producer tonight, ladies and gentlemen, since Super Dave Holland is on special assignment, is his one and only son, Mr. Dave Holland Jr. Say hello, David.
Hey, fellas and ladies.
And keeping the flow of the show is our director, Michael the Dragon Slayer Heater. Rounding out the team is Austin Storm Chaser Stevens and John, Better Than Snow Pros. And our great media partners, Eagle Country 106.3 FM and the Bradford County Telegraph. And now our co-host, to my right and your left, with local news and breaking information, Mitchell, the local voice of current events, Gunter.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And to my left and your right, and he will be here in just a second, he is our historian and governmental whiz, Byron, the freedom fighter Bagwell. And I'm your host, of course, David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
The Show Pony!
Welcome to the show and the Pony Express. We are coming to you live from the On the Spot studios right here along historic Call Street in beautiful downtown Stark, Florida. Only, Mitchell, 420 miles from Pascagoula, Mississippi, my hometown.
Just a little skip and a hop and a jump.
That's all. So let's get started, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic wisdom from the freedom fighter himself. If he's not here, I'll make sure I do that. So let us all bow our heads and pray. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day, dear Lord. Let us thank you for this show that we're able to do each and every week. We bring out the information, dear Lord, that you touch us with the information, and our viewers and our listeners take it as they heed, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today. That's the United States of America, where we're all free and we have our liberties. Thank you for our armed forces, dear Lord, as they're out protecting us each and every day, each and every hour. Just keep a hedge of protection over them, dear Lord, as they're doing their job, dear Lord. Bring them back home safe to their families. Thank you for their food that we receive each and every day, that it goes into the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Anybody that has a spoken or unspoken prayer request, dear Lord, please touch them. You know what it is, dear Lord, that they're going through and they're fighting through. Touch them each and every way that you can, dear Lord, and help them get through that crisis. Also, dear Lord, keep us safe and help us fight through this COVID-19 situation, this virus that is all over the world, dear Lord, that everybody turns to you. Ask this to go away in your name. So please, dear Lord, help us out in that. Keep a hedge of protection as we go throughout the rest of the week. And we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Let us stand for the pledge. And I'm going to ask Mr. Michael Heater to lead us tonight, please.
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Let me see. All right, patriotic quote of the week is from Abraham Lincoln, and it is, the best way to predict the future is to create it. How about that?
I like it.
I like that too. That comes from Abraham Lincoln, your 16th president of this wonderful United States. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Before we delve into today's latest, we want to recognize our great sponsors who have been working hard with limited staff and changing hours. This is our sponsor spotlight. Southern Gem Photo Booth, photography business. Call for an appointment at 904-263-6079. And let Megan not only bring fun to your event, she can make it picture perfect.
How about dependable waste service in Stark? From land clearing to waste management to commercial accounts, Jamie Clemens can make your land the place to be. Call 904-966-0255.
Well, how about this one? Miracle Automotive and Recovery in both Stark and McClinney. When it comes to automotive servicing or towing, Miracle gives you the best care anywhere. Call Kirk and Kenny Miracle at 904-368-1114. Miracle Automotive, where miracles happen every day.
How about Harry Business in the Deerfoot Plaza, home of the $8 haircut? Call Dave and Company at 904-964-3338 and reopening very soon.
Service First Mobile Small Engine Repair. Don't risk going out in public. Let Chuck Scarberry come to you. 904-703-5136.
How about Williams Jewelry on Call Street by appointment only, but plans are underway to reopen very soon. The building has been deep cleaned and sanitized and ready for customers. Check them out on Facebook or call Vicki and her great team at 904-964-7064.
And on the spot lawn maintenance, let the red, white, and blue take care of your green. Call David Rodgers at 904-966-1633.
That guy's a little bit shady.
And now, here's your quick and dirty, tonight brought to you by Mrs. Clean House Cleaning Services. Call Karen for a free estimate at 352-575-5835. We start in Lake City, where one person was killed when a semi-truck rolled over on I-75 at mile marker 431 in Columbia County around 3 a.m. this morning. Over 200 gallons of diesel leaked due to the crash that shut down I-75 for hours. But, great news, it is now reopened. Ocala firefighters rescued a man who was hit by and trapped under a train Monday afternoon. It took firefighters 30 minutes to rescue the patient from under the train in the 500 block of Northwest 4th Avenue. He was transported to a local hospital with serious injuries. 3 traffic crashes in Bradford County Sunday and Monday resulted in 1 death and multiple injuries. On Sunday, a van struck a motorcycle on State Road 100 west of Stark, resulting in the motorcycle rider suffering fatal injuries. That's sad news.
It is.
A short time later, several people were injured when an SUV rolled over at County Road 225 and County Road 229 in Hillebron Springs. Fortunately, the injuries there were not critical. That is good news. And on Monday, 3 people were transported to the hospital when 2 vehicles collided at the North Bypass interchange of US 301. All of the crashes are under investigation by the FHP, Florida Highway Patrol. A second citywide power outage is scheduled for this Tuesday morning, May 5th. Listen up for the times, 12:05 a.m. to 2 a.m. This was originally scheduled for Monday morning, but was changed earlier this afternoon. The first one was the first of 3 planned outages to replace old and degraded equipment. The outage on Saturday was not related, but did point out vulnerabilities. This outage will be the second step to ensure storms, swirls, and other outages causes are minimized. The city strongly recommends all unnecessary items, including computers, electronics, and the like, to be unplugged before going to sleep and then plugged in when you wake up. Again, this is coming Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen, between midnight and 2 a.m. In other city news, Star Fire Rescue has begun tracking deaths of children left in hot cars. This past weekend, unfortunately, a 4-year-old left in a car in Houston, Texas, died from heat stroke, marking the first heat-related death of 2020. You can see the latest by following Start Fire Rescue on Facebook. Finally, Bradford County saw a lot of smoky haze from an 1,800-acre prescribed burn at Camp Blanding in Clay County that drifted into the area thanks to winds blowing in from the east. Those winds will pick up again thanks to an approaching front. For more on our local forecast, here's our very own Austin Stevens with your weather update, sponsored by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook for the latest information. Welcome in our weather guy, Mr. Austin Stevens. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone. I've been on a little vacation, but I've got some good news. This new storm system that's coming through this week on Thursday morning will not have severe weather like the past systems have had. We will be going into the mid-50s tonight, tomorrow, mid-80s. Enjoy it. And then tomorrow night, lows in the mid-60s with a 60% chance of thunderstorms. And then Thursday, a 30% chance of thunderstorms in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy in the afternoon. Highs around 80, lows in the mid-50s, and then the remainder of your lookout, Friday night through Saturday, highs around 80 during the day and mid to upper 50s at night. You can look for the latest in any community group or on Austin's Weather Service by visiting www.facebook.com/Austin's Weather Service. Feel free to message at any given time.
Thank you for that weather service, that weather update, Austin. Thank you, Austin. And once again, this weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook and get a local forecast sent right to you. Up now is our local report with the all-knowing Mr. Mitchell Gunner, brought to you by tonight, Miracle Automotive Recovery in Stark and McClinney. When you have an automotive crisis, don't pray for a miracle, guys.
Call it.
Call Miracle
That's right.
at 904-368-1114 and speak to Kenny and Kurt Miracle. Again, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. To my right, Mr. Mitchell Gunner. To my left, Mr. Byron Bagwell. In the back, Dave Holland Jr. filling in for Dave Holland Sr. We've got Austin the Weatherman, and we've got our director, Michael Heater. Now I'm going to turn it over to the guy that knows all, is all about local information and local things happening. That would be David Rodgers.
Cecil.
Mr. Mitchell Gunner.
That's Cecil.
Yeah, Cecil too.
Yeah, that's all.
Welcome in, Mitchell. Thank you for coming.
Well, I wanted to touch on something that
Sure.
was in our quick and dirty, and that was, children being left in hot cars.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to let you know, on average, 39 children under the age of 15 die each year from heat stroke after being left in a vehicle. Nearly every state experiences at least one death since 1998. In 2018, a record of 53 children died. And very close to that record happened in 2019, had 52 deaths. So, one thing that no one leaves their car without.
Right.
That's one of these.
That's correct.
And I believe if you will take your cell phone, because you're not supposed to be using it while you're driving anyway, place it back in the back seat next to your child. By the time you get out of that vehicle, you're going to reach for your cell phone, because that's usually the first thing that we grab, and we go, oh, guess what? I left my cell phone in the car. They open up the back door. There's the reminder, hey, your child's still in the back.
How sad is it that you had to put a cell phone in the back of your car to remove your child?
Well, and you shouldn't have to do that, you gentlemen, and you're exactly
you
right.
shouldn't.
And also, can I add something on top of that, Mitchell? Please, your pets as well. You know, not just your children. Yes, very important. But don't leave your pets in the car either. You hear that all the time. How many times did we report that last year?
Oh, a lot.
A lot of it.
A lot
So,
of times.
children and pets, don't leave them in your car on a 90-something, anytime. But on a 90 to a 98-degree day, are you kidding me?
No.
So,
I thought you said parents.
whoa, well,
Yeah.
You don't want to leave your parents in there either.
hey, I hope Mrs. Bagwell's on here when you said that.
But, you know, and they
I
also
couldn't
make...
leave her in the car if I wanted to.
I know.
They
He's grabbing your
also make special mirrors that you can actually put on your dash.
Yeah.
That will help you keep your eye on your children in the back seat. So, I mean, if you got children and you're afraid that one day you might leave them in your vehicle, go out there and buy that mirror. Sticks right to your dash, and it lets you see and doesn't obstruct your view out your front window. Just some things to think about. I want to talk about a little thing that happened down in Ocala. Ocala Police Department is looking for a suspect that sold a U-Haul truck on Sunday and then returned it later on during that day. The vehicle was stolen from 1011 North US 441. The suspect is to be a slim, white male wearing a camouflage cap, black t-shirt, and jeans. If you know this person, or you were around the area and probably seen this person, please notify Ocala Police Department, Detective Grady, at 352-369-7000.
Right.
Also, you know, this time of year, usually they have the real big bass tournament for Wolfson Children's Hospital.
Right.
And since COVID-19 has pretty much put a damper on everything counseling, well, Wolfson Hospital is hosting a drawing for a 2020 bullet bass boat. This is because of the 31st annual Wolfson Bass Tournament has been canceled due to the COVID-19. People still has time to register to win a $57,000 bass boat. The cost to enter is $10 a person. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to buy one tonight. $10 for a chance to win a $57,000 bass boat. You better believe it.
We all are, yeah.
So, if you're interested in buying a ticket for a chance to win the bass boat, the link is give.baptistjacks.com/event. That page will come up. You can either make a donation to the hospital or you can enter to win the bass boat. And you know how much money the hospital brings in to help support their patients in that hospital?
A bunch.
$4
from that tournament.
million.
Yeah.
$4 million.
Not from that tournament.
Not from the tournament, but
The
They
whole-
bring,
the whole
they
thing.
bring a lot of money
Yes.
in from that tournament, and there's a lot of people that are around the bass fishing that. I've got friends that bass fish in it. It's a great tournament to go fish in, and it's a shame that we can't have it. And to me, it makes no sense.
well, I think they were talking about maybe when they come in at the weigh-in. You know, usually there's a big crowd there to watch the weigh-in.
Well, you
can
can
still
not
do the
have
weigh-in,
that and still do the weigh-in and televise the weigh-in. You can do it on Facebook Live.
That's
just
true.
sad.
But I think
Actually, on the spot with David Rodgers' crew could handle that.
Well, it's too late now
Oh,
because
well,
I
yeah,
think
I
that
know,
tournament normally starts either Friday or Saturday.
It does.
One of the two.
I think it does start Friday.
And I tell you, if you never witness it, it's pretty neat to see all those boats lined up out there on the river there in Palaca to take off to go bass fishing.
If you like bass fishing, it's like a Bassmasters event. It really is. They put it on sort of like that.
Right.
It's a great deal.
Go ahead and give you something to talk about our class of 2020. The Bradford High School 2020 graduation issue is coming soon. If you want to purchase a printed display for your child or your grandchild for the Telegraph, you can send them an email with a message, a photo, and your telephone number at ads@bctelegraph.com, or you can call 904-964-6305. You know, that's something that's pretty neat, and a lot of seniors look for it every year, especially this year with all this going on.
Can I ask you something, Mitchell? When you got that information, did they say anything about the prom? The prom's still not been officially.
I'm going to get into that.
Okay, sorry about that.
So while we're talking about the prom and stuff, the Bradford County School District is still planning on holding graduation, the awards for the seniors, and the prom. Now, this will happen as soon as the CDC releases the new guidelines that will allow this to happen. Also, what's going on in our school district, they're going to go ahead and do Chromebooks for 4th and 5th grade. That information should be released this week for your child that's in 4th and 5th grade to pick up those Chromebooks. And to remind everybody, Mondays and Tuesdays, they're still handing out meals at Lawdy Elementary, Brooker, Hampton, Southside, Bradford High School, and the RJE Center, and that's from 9:30 to 11:30. And I'm telling you, it's very important that you take your child up there if you're able to, and let your children get meals so we can keep that grant money coming into this county. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's very important. And what that does is make sure that every child at least has breakfast and lunch every day, at least 2 meals, because sometimes that's the only 2 meals those children get the whole entire day. So it's very important to keep that money rolling.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Also, I want to talk and let y'all know, I know that we have been going through this COVID-19 thing for quite a while, and I want to thank our sheriff's office, and also I've seen it on the Bradford County School Board page. It's talking about suicide prevention, and I know a lot of people, they get depressed, they can't go out and do what they want to do, and it's a lot of stress on everybody. And so the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is out there for people to use. The number is 1-800-273-8255, or you can go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org to the website. So it's very important, if you see someone that's having a hard time to cope, please refer them to that line and call someone to help them.
I got you. Thanks, Mitchell, for that report. I really appreciate it. Again, you're tuning in to On the Spot with David Rodgers. Welcome to the live Facebook interactive show. You're watching it live on Facebook, but after the show is over, anybody that doesn't have Facebook and just gets on YouTube,
can go on YouTube and
you can
watch
get on YouTube and watch it. Our Austin Stevens downloads each and every episode. He's been doing it for quite a while now, so you can catch us on Facebook. Let me just get this up right here real quick. Tina Marie, Austin Stevens, Connie Wilson, Dave Holland Jr. Thank you for joining in. Dave Holland Jr. is with us, and I do want to say something about this young man right here. You were talking about that fatal crash that happened with the motorcycle.
Yes.
Dave Holland Jr., I want to commend you for what you did.
Yeah.
I know that you were right here, right behind the scene there. And Liz Holland, and I'll read it off right here. Your lovely wife said, Dave and I were on the scene of that fatal motorcycle accident on 100 on Sunday. Dave Jr. gave CPR to the victim until first responders arrived. It was absolutely the saddest thing I have ever witnessed. Prayers for both of the drivers, their families, and for all the first responders. I don't know how they do this on a daily basis. Dave Holland Jr., thank you very much for what you did, man. That right there shows that this man right here cares about his fellow man and woman and anybody that is considered a human being. He cares. He stopped. You didn't have to stop that, but you did. And I really appreciate what you did. Dave Holland Jr. filling in for Dave Holland Sr. So we've got, I know it probably bothers you, Dave, a little bit, man, wish just could have saved the man's life. I know sometimes it happens that way, but hey, you did what you could, brother, and we really appreciate that. Lucy Davis talking about children. How can you forget there's a child in the back seat? I don't know and understand how.
I
I don't know what to say to that except like you're just not paying attention. Or just don't care.
Your mind's on
Your
other
mind
things.
is on whatever you're thinking that you need to do besides get your child out of the car.
I don't understand how somebody. I'll stop.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly. Dorothy Starlin, thank you for that comment. We really appreciate it. We do our best. We do our very best to try to keep you informed as best as we can. And we appreciate you watching. Kevin Howell, my color analyst, thank you for coming in. And Carlton Jones is on with us, as several others are. We lost 20 guys in our shop Friday. It looks like it could be months before they come back. Praying that our country can get back to working soon. Kevin, we're going to delve into that as soon as we get the Byron's segment here.
Dwight.
Was that Dwight? I'm sorry, Dwight. My bad. I looked at
Dwight
him.
works for our railroad company.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and thank you.
CSX.
Thank you, Dwight, for that. We're going to get into a little bit about openings and things like that. Southern Jim Photo has tuned in and says hello to you guys.
Yep.
So hello to you.
Good afternoon.
So anyway, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. You've heard the opening of the show. You've heard some of the things that we just talked about. We've delved into the quick and dirty. We've gotten Mitchell's local report. And now, with the national report, here is the freedom fighter, Byron Bagwell. Tonight, look who you brought to you by Saban and Schuster Law Firm in Jacksonville. Visit them online at www.piplaw.com. Again, welcome in, Byron. I know you had a busy day. I didn't know if you could be here with us, but you are.
It's all right.
I know we talked about several things you wanted to talk about, and I'm going to give it over to you here a little bit, and then I'll want to delve in to the second round of the NFL draft. What do you think? Very interesting.
I think that's a great idea. I will try to keep things short.
Absolutely. If I pitch a leg, does that mean, yeah.
But I really want to give everybody the word of the day today.
All right. Give everybody the word of the day today.
Lechery.
Lechery. There you go. I know what that means.
An excessive or offensive sexual desire, lustfulness.
There you go.
We have a certain politician who is running for president.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to use the same terms in the same way that they used not only for a certain Supreme Court candidate, but
Right.
also our president, who basically has sexually assaulted someone. You know, his mother, her mother, his mother, I'll give him that much credit. Her mother actually called talk show and tried to find out what she could do about it.
Larry King.
Larry King. That is exactly right. On good old CNN, and guess what happened? We are so focused on everybody being safe right now that we have no media coverage of this. I heard it one time last night on Fox News, and I haven't heard it anywhere else.
I only heard it the one time, too.
So, what happened to Me Too? I want somebody to please explain to me how the media can run down Republican or Republican nominee for the Supreme Court, but can't look into your own presidential candidate? That's acceptable behavior? I don't understand it. We're not hearing anything. Nothing from the Democrats at all. Nothing from CNN. Nothing from MSNBC. Nothing from ABC. Nothing from NBC. Normal NBC. Nothing. Just absolutely nothing. This poor woman is making all these accusations, and she gets absolutely nothing, no play at all and we get a bunch of false accusations, and that's all we hear about for months and months and months and months and months and months. Somebody please explain that to me.
Well, we've talked about this in depth. So I would like to hear from our panel. I would like to hear from our viewers.
Mitchell, what do you think?
Mitchell, we've talked about this, so
I mean,
I'll take your opinion on this later.
What do you think?
Even
about
Michael Eater or Dave Holland Jr.
Well,
Chime in.
There's not very many news outlets out there
that are news
kind of-
outlets?
that actually tell the truth. And, we have a lot of them that, wag the dog. They'll try to put up other shows, other news stories to try to
Cover up?
cover up. Exactly. So,
Do things like bury the Holocaust on the last page of a certain magazine or newspaper that everybody seems to love,
that kind of stuff.
or just deny the actual starvation of millions of Ukrainians, which they've done too.
Well, I look at it.
I'm talking about the New York Times.
Well, I look at it this way, Byron. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or a Democrat. If you've done something like this, you are to be ousted.
Here's
out.
Jail's
Hold on. What the media used to do is what they're doing right now. They waited till somebody had their day, and then, they may have done a little bit of expose here and there and talked to these people. But they didn't go after people like when they went after Gorsuch and they go after President Trump. And now Joe Biden has done something supposedly similar, and we hear nothing at all. How can you be a thinking person and not think that's hypocritical?
Good question.
How can you possibly be a thinking person and not think that's hypocritical? It infuriates me because we go from not giving anybody their civil rights and basically trying them in a court of public opinion to nothing at all for this girl. I don't know if she did it or not. I don't know if it's true or not. All I can tell you is I've seen Joe Biden hang on people a whole lot, sniff their hair, kiss on their cheeks, do a whole bunch of stuff like that, which I've never seen Gorsuch or President Trump do.
It should be investigated.
Why is there not some investigations going on by some of these media outlets? It makes me very angry.
And if he's innocent, he's innocent. If he's guilty, he's guilty. But it should be looked into.
It should be looked into, and the media should look into it too. Because if you're a Democrat and that is your presidential candidate, I'm going to have fun with you if this proves out. I can promise you, especially if he gets in that White House. I'm going to have a good time with you on live air. Promise you.
It's not going to happen.
No, I know it's not going to happen. He doesn't even know what state he's in sometimes.
We don't even know that the DNC is actually going to let him.
They're not going
Right.
to.
They're going to push him out. They're going to change the rules. They're going to do whatever they can to throw somebody else in the mix to take that
Yes.
spot.
And here's the other thing that I was going to say about this. We're not hearing anything right now. But here in probably, 2 or 3 weeks, when all this COVID-19 stuff starts slowing down and they have enough of a field day with governors like Georgia, who has reopened their state, by the way. Georgia is open. What's going to end up happening now is they're going to turn their attention on Joe Biden. And the next thing you know, we're going to have a new presidential candidate that is going to jump in the race against Joe Biden. And all of a sudden, all of these people are going to back a certain governor of New York. I said this before. I thought he was positioning himself for it. He refused to say he's going to. Andrew Cuomo.
Yep.
You know who's going to actually trying to get in to be the vice president?
Probably Hillary Clinton.
No. Governor of Michigan.
Oh boy.
Really? Six Semper Tyrannis.
You think so?
I really think she will try.
Really?
Six Semper Tyrannis is all I can tell you about that. And if you know Latin, that means thus to tyrants always. It's what they said on the Ides of March, and I'm not giving you any more than that. You can go figure that out yourself.
March. What else we got, Byron?
Well, I just wanted to let you know there was a breaking news story on
Yes, there was.
CNN today. You know, President Trump actually said that eating greens can help boost your immune system. And I'll be darned if CNN didn't turn around and say that after people mow their lawn, that President Trump suggested that they should eat the grass.
I don't doubt it.
I'll be darned. What the heck? Now, speaking of that, I watched another politician on TV have a press conference the other day, and she just blatantly said that President Trump said that people should inject Lysol. And she was not sober. That's my second word of the day. Lush. She was not sober. She was either drinking or she has a mental problem. If you watch her and you've been around anybody that drinks, I'm telling you, you can't help but make the comparison. She slows her speech. She slurs her words. Something is either seriously wrong with her or she is drunk.
You must be talking about Nancy.
I am talking about Nancy Pelosi.
Maybe something's in her ice cream that she was eating. You know,
Well,
she wanted to
I
show
think
everybody
she's-
her $20,000 refrigerator and how much ice cream she got. So maybe she's got a little something in her ice cream.
It's unbelievable to me. You stand on a podium, and I don't care if you are third in line to be the President of the United States, and suggest the President of the United States said that people should inject Lysol to disinfect themselves. There is something mentally wrong with you. The President said nowhere near that.
Now, guys, y'all know we're all in our 40s and 50s. Some of us in our 60s. No, not quite
David,
yet.
I can't help but pound some of this. This is retarded.
But you shouldn't have to pound it.
ridiculous.
You shouldn't have to pound it
This-
because look, don't we all have common sense? The word common sense.
I thought common sense was still.
I thought it was. I thought it was
because,
too.
I mean,
And-
you take away all the political rhetoric and all the hate, and you sit there and think about what these people are saying. Anybody with common sense is going to go, "What? What are
Yeah.
you talking about?" And I'm sorry. My bias comes out every once in a while, and I'll freely admit that I am a registered Republican.
Really? I would never picked up on that.
However, am not a typical registered Republican because I don't believe in everything the party does. I'm really a conservative is really what I am. I'm a constitutionalist. Said that before on the show too. I don't like some of the things the Republicans do because I
Exactly.
think they're too far left wing. So look, I don't have a problem with what President Trump has done, with the exception of he's killing the economy by allowing these people to talk him into doing what we're doing right now. But guys, you look at any of these politicians that are talking now about the things like injecting Lysol and bleach, or this thing that's going on with Joe Biden. I'm furious about that because this lady is not getting her due. And you look at what Nancy Pelosi did. How can the Speaker of the House go on national TV full well knowing Donald Trump never said a single word like you should inject Lysol and say that he suggested that the American public did that?
You know what, Byron? Can I say something? I'm sorry, Mitchell. Can I
The
say
American
something?
public would have 20, 30 years ago would have run her out.
I want to take political realm out of this, and I want to ask Mr. Austin Stevens something really quick on what Austin. If somebody said for you're 17, right? 18, just turned.
I just turned 18.
Just turned 18, so you're still a nice young man. Okay, I think you are. Well, no, I got another name for you. I'm only kidding. I want to ask you, if somebody said to come to you and said, inject Lysol in your veins, would you do it?
No.
Of course not, because you got common sense.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. We
That's
discussed this
why-
the other
that's
day,
why-
and I still have people that are my friends that are liberal that are responding to things like what I said the other night about the vitamin C and the UV light and the therapy, the ozone therapy they're using for cancer patients that he really
Right.
was talking about.
Right.
And he turned around and still telling me he didn't say that. And I'm sitting there going, what? Did you not listen to him? He was talking about using bleach and Lysol to clean his hands.
Yeah.
And then figuring out some other way he could disinfect the inside of your body. That's what he was talking about. Quit spinning what the man said. If you don't like his policies, you don't like his policies. If you don't like him, you don't like him. But don't make up stuff and put out there. The news media does that enough.
Right.
I mean, for heaven's sakes. And the news media making up stuff leads right into the next thing I'm going to do. And I don't have very long, so I'm not going to keep on going, and then I'm going to let Mitchell respond to that. We're going to have breaking news here very shortly about a man named Flynn. General Flynn, to be exact. General Flynn is about to be removed from prison. And there are about to be some bombshells released about what the FBI and CIA have done to him. There are going to be some bombshells about the bought, and I'm going to use this term, and I don't like to steal terms from people, but I'm going to use this one that a certain talk show host used. Bought and paid for dossier, the Steele dossier, that put this man in prison, basically. They're about to find out that the FBI and the CIA, and it's going to go public, knew every single thing about it, and they knew it was false, and they let this go on anyway because they were in cooperation with Hillary Clinton's campaign. And they could prove that through their own words, through text messages. They can prove that through a lot of different ways. We have an issue if we have bureaucratic organizations like the FBI and the CIA being full of Democrat supporters, and they're using their power to railroad people that are involved with Republican politics. That is tyranny. That is tyranny, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. We've tried to railroad a president for 3 years with that same thing. I hope there are some severe consequences for all involved. Donna Brazile, the one that's at Fox News, needs to be one of them because she was the head of the DNC. She knew about this. Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Strzok, Page. Those are 2 FBI agents that were in control of a lot of this. Comey was the head of the FBI. The head of the CIA needs to get this too. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This needs to blow up in their face, and they need to pay for it. It won't be steep enough for me, but they need to pay for it.
Thank you, Byron, for that segment. Thank you for that information, and we'll follow up on that information and some other on Saturday.
It's coming.
Saturday for sure.
That is coming. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not happened right now, but
no, it's coming. You're right.
Not Comey. General Flynn's attorney has been talking all day on several different news organizations, and there's going to be on 60 Minutes. He's going to go on 60 Minutes and explain exactly what's happened. The only way that this man has been able to survive is through the goodwill of the American public. He was bankrupted, lost his house, lost everything. They put him in prison, and they threatened to put his child in prison. Is the only reason that he went along with that. It's going to come out, and when it comes out, I hope you remember this, because if they can do that to somebody like President Trump, they can do it to us too. Yeah. And that's too much power for a government to have.
And I was just going to say, don't just believe the news media when they report stuff. If the president's speaking, even if you don't like him,
go back and
watch him.
Yeah.
Watch him live. Watch no botched report of mixed match speech, but watch it live and hear it for yourself. You really want to know what's going on in your house and what's going on in your Senate. And I know sometimes it's boring as heck. We say it all the time. C-SPAN 1, C-SPAN 2. Watch what's really going on in your government and what is really being said, not what's being driven into your head by the news.
The only news channel that is preempting their programming for Donald Trump's live press conferences, is Fox. It's the only one that's doing it. If you don't like Fox News, that's fine. But if you hear the president's going to go on, turn it over there and watch the man talk
Watch it.
himself.
He's your president,
He's your
regardless if you like him or not.
That's
He's your
right.
president.
He is your president. And if I have any say about it, he's going to be there for 4 more years because I'm not voting for anything anywhere near that would do anything like what I just described to you in those 3 things that we talked about tonight. And I don't know how any person with a conscience can do that.
Thank you, Byron. Thank you, Mitchell.
I'm fired up. I've been
Yeah,
fired
I
up
know,
all
I know
day
you
long
are.
listening
I
to
know.
this.
Well, I'm going to get you fired up on some sports here in a minute.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, it's sports time. Guess what, baby? It's the Pony Express, right? The show Pony Express with the sports race. Well, hey, what I'm fixing to tell you in round 2 is going to be that way. But anyway, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do that, I'm going to ask my director, can I catch up some of our comments real quick before we go into our sports? The White Allen. Yes, we need to bring America back to work. There's no doubt about that. I know you lost 20 guys. Thank God for my plan. I haven't lost anybody yet. There's probably going to be some work days that probably we'll have to take a day off here, a day there, but at least we're working. We are one of those essential employees, and I believe, as Byron said, that
All
you'll
3
see
of us.
America. Yes, all 3 of us. 4 of us are essential employees, essential workers. We've been going to work through this thing. I believe, like Byron said, we shouldn't have shut the whole economy down for this. We should have taken the necessary precautions, absolutely. But we need to get America back to work because I'm going to tell you gentlemen something right here real quick, and I don't want to spend too long on it. I'll tell you something right now. This keeps going on. What did I tell you last night, Byron? The Great Depression is going to make that. This is going to make the Great Depression look like Cinderella's ballroom.
Well, I tell you, while you're speaking about that right there, Dave,
Yeah.
the hit on something, our farmers are hurting
Oh, I
because
see.
they've got
Yes.
produce over produce
Produce.
over produce because they don't have the restaurants to send
Send
it
it
to.
to.
They don't have the restaurants to send it to. I want to
Yeah.
tell you something else. Donald Trump, also President Trump, I don't know why I keep on calling him Donald Trump. That's disrespectful. President Trump actually today was, from my understanding, is going to put out an order for these packing houses and people to be
Essential. Good.
Because
We need
guess
it.
what? And this was if I had time, this is what I was going to talk a little bit about too. We have farmers who are having to slaughter hogs and chickens and cows now because there's no place to process
Process it.
by the millions, from my understanding. And that we have the capability to feed the whole earth
Yes, we do.
in this country, and we're killing animals because of virus that kills the point.
Probably less than that. We haven't figured out the number. There, but that,
0.457
Yeah.
that virus infects
Yeah.
that many people, but we're going to keep people from working and keep that food chain from going away.
well, and you just hit it right there. And want to hit me, and you talked about this. You know what we're doing, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody that wants to chime in. We're disrupting the food chain in not only in the United States, but in the whole world.
In the whole world.
In the whole world. The food chain, the food supply chain is the way it's called, is being disrupted right now because of this. What Byron just says, and you just said. These guys are growing all these vegetables, and it's rotting before they get it because there's no place to get it.
We see it right here in our local area. Our strawberry fields. They're having people come out
Yes.
there and you pick.
Yes.
So all their strawberries just don't go to waste and rot there. It's a way that they can still make money, and they give a little bit to the public, and it gives you something to do and still be isolated all at the same time. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing it right here.
You know, I had a salad last night. I was telling Byron, just real quick, I had a salad last night. You know what? I got every essential thing from that little guy right here in Lottie. Grows his own vegetables right there. I went and bought the tomatoes, the cucumbers,
Sure.
everything from him. Because you know why? We need to. We should be doing that. And look at here.
One last thing.
Yes.
Before you give this information out.
Yeah, boy, because I know this kid, and I'm going to really spank him.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hope you like your socialism, because this is a sneak peek of what happens when you implement it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what
Anyway,
we're doing right now.
Let me go on. But if it's okay for the president can do it, why would we hold Biden above standard we set from Trump? We're going to get into
Hold
that.
on, what?
Carlton Jones said, but if it's okay for the president can do it, why would we hold Biden above that standard we set from Trump?
Carlton Jones, because President Trump didn't do that.
That's what you were saying.
He was proven innocent. So, and if you're talking about Joe Biden sniffing and the comment that President Trump made in a trailer with the media standing outside with a plant on the inside to get him to say something, you got to remember how people used to talk. Because men used to talk that way all the time. We don't anymore because we're afraid of these things right here and anybody hearing it and us getting the same treatment.
Right.
So, men say stuff like that all the time. I don't personally say stuff like that anymore, and I haven't since I was in elementary school or middle school or high school.
Right.
But look, that happens. You're telling me in a group of friends you haven't ever heard anything like that?
Oh, yeah, of course. Holly Carlton, thank you for joining us. The left are hypocrites for roasting a conservative almost to complete destruction and now say nothing about Biden.
Utterly.
John Garner, one of my classmates. John, thank you for joining in from Pascagoula, Mississippi. I think that's where you're at. America has adopted the new normal.
No, we haven't.
We haven't. Not yet, and we ain't. I can just let you down.
I'll tell you what, I'm ready for everything to open back up. I'm ready to go to the beach for a couple of days, go do some shopping in downtown St. Augustine, go have some fun with the family. I'm tired of sitting around the house and working on the house. I'm ready to go do something.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I know a lot of people are getting now cabin fever, but let me tell you something. More important than that, Mitchell, is we got to put people back to work. Me and Dave Holland Jr. talked about this. We talked about this last night. And yes, and I skipped over something from Dwight Allen. I want to mention the Downtown Grill. Chrissy and Ricky Thompson doing a great job down there. We are going to add them to one of our sponsors. But they do a fine job, and Dwight Allen's been cooking some ribs and stuff for him, bringing up some of these specials that are going out the door for Chrissy and them. And she's serving food each and every day. So want to thank them and all of our local restaurants. A lot of local restaurants and businesses. You know, Byron, we talked yesterday, was it Saturday, about Burger Kings and Hardee's and stuff like that. They're locally owned. They're franchised. Some guy owns 2 or 3 or 4 of them. So make sure you support them as well as your local hardware stores, your local shops, your local businesses. Please support those guys as they are needing some help here during these trying times, which I believe is going to be going down pretty soon, and things should be opening back up, Byron. I don't have a doubt about that.
Dwight Allen, Fauci is a pawn of the deep state, is all he is. He's nothing more. I don't believe he's a pawn of China. I believe he's a pawn of the Democrats.
So, okay. Carlton says, "Oh my God, have you never seen the pictures of the president feeling up his own daughter?" Wow. Wow.
Are you kidding me? That doesn't even.
Before you start,
we don't even need to answer that, Dave.
We don't
even need to answer.
All right, before you start, hang on a minute. Before you start, Carlton, I do like that I'm getting another side.
Sure.
Man, me and Byron, and we wish. I commend you for coming onto this show because we like to hear from the other side, and I'm going to give you kudos, and I think these gentlemen will too. At least you're coming on and speaking. We may not agree with it. And
Carl, we don't want to get into pictures of politicians' families. I can tell you that because the last presidents, there is some really good ones from his mother.
So and we don't.
That you can go look up.
And we don't want to get into.
I never say anything about them until somebody like you brings it up. I never say anything about it because it's disrespectful.
Right. So, Governor needs to be in prison for what he's done in New York. I watched the footage. He did say inject disinfectant. What footage, Carlton? I'd like to know. I'm assuming you're saying on YouTube.
But he didn't say bleach, and he didn't say Lysol, Carlton. He's talking about 2 or 3 different treatments that they use, like ozone treatment, and there's another one. What was the other one that we talk about?
UV.
The UV lights. He's talking
And
about
they
putting
actually
that in your
are.
body.
They are using the UV lights
It kills,
already that way.
It kills the virus.
Give you, like, we talked about it last show, Saturday.
Yeah.
Those UV lights, we put them in our air conditioner units because it
Because
kills
they kill the
bacteria.
bacteria. He went over that last week.
Let's see. I watched it. He didn't mean to say inject bleach or Lysol. That was evident. So Holly's seeing a little something different, Carlton. Keep bringing your comments here. Hey, and here we go. Dwight Allen, the Top Pot eaters. Well, come on. We're talking about injected bleach. Yeah, how about the Top Pot eaters?
Well, not only that, how about the people that are licking toilets?
No. Actually, man. Dave Holland Jr. over here, how about these kids spraying hairspray in their mouth and lighting it with a lighter?
Yeah, I remember that comment. Yeah.
What is going on with that?
Yeah. And how about what Byron just said? Who was that? Was that Bart that told us that? That was Bart.
Yeah,
that
he may have told us first, but that made national news.
Yeah.
Guy licks a toilet and gets COVID-19.
Yeah.
Oh, it's safe.
Yeah. And he did it on a stupid bet. What are we thinking?
It was a challenge. It was
a
some sort of
challenge.
Facebook or YouTube
or a bet or something.
whatever that new one
is. It's called stupidity.
Oh my God.
If he didn't mean it, it should have not said it. That's the catch. Well, I don't know. Carlton, we all take things, and when we listen to them, we interpret things differently, and maybe we hear things differently. But you had 2 or 3 people here saying that that's not what he said.
Okay, so that if you want to take that as fine, as what he said with this, I'm going to refer you back to our last president telling me that I can ride on the back of the bus as a second-class citizen, because he said that out loud.
You didn't.
I'm going to refer you back to that and let you listen to, it's y'all's turn to ride on the back of the bus. And I thought, this is a man who's supposed to represent me as a citizen of this country? My first thought was, I'm not riding on the back of any bus. No man should be told where they're going to ride. It's a free nation. We lost 300 something thousand people to make it a free nation for everybody. But he's going to tell me I'm going to ride on the back of the bus? Half the population. He's telling half the population that their opinion doesn't matter, and everybody's like, oh, he's the greatest thing in the world. I'm sitting here, no, he's not. He's a tyrant telling me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. So if you want to go back and you want to start throwing things out like this, I can give you plenty of instances from our last president. And guess what? The media didn't go crazy when he said that.
Anyway, we're moving on. So Dave Holland Jr. says, don't forget the UFO the Air Force seen in the sky, and then announced it on the news this morning.
And actually,
Can I comment on that?
Yeah, you sure can. Come on in.
I just want to say something. May 1st is the deadline for the shutdown. They're amping things up in the media. That video they showed this morning of the Air Force seeing a UFO, that was 2015 video.
Yeah, right.
That's the first time ever they televised anything like that.
Well, that they're doing crazy things like showing Italian hospitals and saying they're in New York.
Hey, did you see the beach that was open in Arizona?
Well, yeah.
I love that. It just goes to show you.
the Florida ski resort?
Yeah,
the Florida
ski resort.
Yeah.
Ski resort. I mean, believe what you want to believe. The bottom line is believe what you want to believe. I'm going to express my opinions. You're more than welcome to express your opinions.
Just like we say in our disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
We're going to go back and forth. But if you start talking about President Trump saying to inject Lysol or bleach, I am, and that's what Nancy Pelosi said. Lysol. The president said, I am going to blast you because that is retarded.
I think this was
period. And if you don't know what the word retarded means and you think it's wrong, it just means slow. I can give you the Italian that it come from, if you'd like. Use it in music all the time. Nobody says a word about it. Say a word like that to somebody in the media or somebody else because, oh my God, you're a sinner for saying something like that. You're blasting slow people. Slow means slow.
Right. Go ahead, Mitchell.
I was just going to say, how messed up the media is.
Yes.
They released those pictures of Jacksonville Beach when they reopened, for the exercise and stuff.
Right.
Those pictures was from
something, yeah.
from another
The
time
time.
from Jacksonville
Yeah.
Beach.
The one from California was
That
too.
was,
That's right.
Wait a minute now. That was national, wasn't it? That wasn't local. They did that on like CNN or MSNBC and said
I'll have to
Florida,
go back
I'll
and
have to
look
go
at
back.
it.
Florida governor allows his people to go on the beach and kill themselves.
Now I will say, Channel 4 and Channel 12, they did show live footage of that afterwards.
Yeah.
This is what the beach
Actually
looks
look like.
So
Yeah.
which is really neat because you got two liberal type news agencies, one showing thousands of people there, and then the other one are actually both of the local ones are actually showing real footage from the camera from the live shot, and there's hardly no one there.
Hey, you were there, right, Dave? And our producer tonight, Dave Rodgers, was there. Tell us.
I was there.
Yeah.
Everybody abide by the rules. The only thing they didn't was have towels down at the beach. They had towels down at the beach. Everybody's doing their social distancing. There were thousands of people down there. There was also military helicopters, sheriff helicopters.
I'm
news
sure.
He's riding on
helicopters.
4-wheelers.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they saw Coast Guard come by several times too.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
And it was great, man. The people were just having fun.
That's
Nobody. To
But
me
it wasn't
personally,
10,000 people were there.
well, there was probably 50,000 people there because it goes from Jacksonville Beach all the way
Right.
down.
Yeah.
to
Always
Burns.
stressed out.
You know,
And
They were
that's
showing a little tight.
Exactly.
There was
Exactly.
not groups of people hanging out at the beach like they used
partying
to.
and playing loud music.
They were
dancing on
having
each
people
other.
playing
Exactly.
volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't see people coughing on each other, shaking hands, hugging.
Wow.
They were abiding by the distancing.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Good. Your lovely wife said, I bet Trump never thought he would have to explain to the citizens of the United States of America not to inject Lysol or any type of disinfectant to their bodies. But then again, I never thought I'd see the day where people were eating Tide Pods. But here we are again. Oh, my God.
Don't forget
The White
there was
Alice.
smoking, too.
You're not getting me in trouble, Dave. Dude.
It's a product of our school system, which guess who has control of?
Exactly.
Dwight Allen, Flynn was screwed. Absolutely, we're going to get more to that. Dwight, not a lot of people have common sense anymore. That's we said that at the beginning of the show. We were just talking about that. I gave the prime example of Austin Stevens over there, just turned 18 years old. Would he inject himself with Lysol? That answer was absolutely not. I mean, come on. You have to use common sense. Come on.
And I want to,
They used Flynn's son against him. So sad. Absolutely.
That's exactly what they did with Flynn's son.
Yes,
Y'all
the White
are-
Alice. Yes, he
y'all are
does.
in heap big doo-doo with that. I can tell you that now. There are judges that have a hold of this. And the DOJ has a hold of it too. And so does their special prosecutor. Y'all are in heap big doo-doo.
Holly Carlton says, don't just take photos for truth either. Angles of a pic can tell a lie and twist the truth. I agree. Watch it for yourself and see it in the correct context. If you can't do that, then take what Fox, CNN, MSN tells you. You are grossly misinformed.
Oh, you can't. It doesn't matter what network it
It
is.
doesn't matter.
They're going to spin it one way or the other. And you get half-truths from one or lies from the other. It's all basically the same. You have to really dig now to get through to the truth.
I watch President Trump's conferences every day, Lisa. Tell me what you think about that, Lisa Thomas Moody. Tell me what you think about those. We've got our opinions about it. We all talk amongst ourselves when we're not doing the show. And we bounce things back and forth. So I'd like to hear from our audience. Let me see what they think is going on. I would love to hear more response from our audience on that. Let Joe Biden use his power as vice president to hook his son up with foreign countries to make millions, and that's okay. We've talked about that too as well. All workers and all jobs are essential when they provide for their families. Absolutely. Holly, I don't know if you've ever heard me say this, and I'm going to ask these two gentlemen, or all the gentlemen here. Hey, when you go to work, who do you guys work for?
Oh.
Who do you work for?
I can tell you who I work
I know
for.
who I work for.
Who do you work for?
I work for the citizens of Bradford County.
Okay, you do. Okay, who do you work for, Dave?
Well, I work for myself.
Hey!
I work for my customers
Yes,
too.
you do. You work for yourself.
Michael
Heater is right.
Quit taking away, just strip away everything.
Yeah.
You
work for
political
yourself.
correctness, everything else.
Yeah.
And who do you bottom line work for?
for.
You work for yourself.
Yeah. But his job title, the job that Michael does, he does work for
Your family's
the
part
brother.
of you.
But you work, Mike, because for you.
For me.
For you.
Yeah, for you. And that's exactly right. We've been lied to since day one. Fauci, however you want to say, is part of this Chinese plot. Why are we bringing in meat from foreign countries and telling our farmers to kill and waste our cattle? It's a good question. I don't know, Dwight Allen. Yeah, when you heard Mitchell talk about this earlier today.
I won't buy meat that's come from a foreign country. I'll just go get deer meat out of my
I
freezer.
tell you what, they start doing that, you're going to start seeing a lot more people with chickens in their yards.
Yeah,
You're going to have a lot more people poaching, especially
Yeah.
in this state too.
Okay, let's see. What did Carlton Jones say? I watched it live when he said disinfectant. The brands you are saying are for the lawyers after.
Yeah. Okay, the brands I'm saying are what the news media said.
Said.
And then Nancy Pelosi actually
Right.
said Lysol. So that's not.
You can read it.
Okay, will do. Coming to it. Dwight Allen, you are so funny, dude. Toilet lickers are top hot eaters.
Or hairspray flamethrowers.
Didn't they have some sort of challenge about snorting a prophylactic at one point too? They were snorting condoms,
Dwight Allen,
something like that.
great opinion, Dwight Allen. Moving on, I'm not a fan of Obama, so what he said years ago has no effect on America now.
The devil that doesn't. He was
So-
president. He just
two
backed Joe Biden. So you telling me that doesn't mean anything? You telling me there's not a bunch of people don't listen to him every time he opens his mouth and talks about what he doesn't like about his president doing?
Right. Holly Carlton, if we can flock to Walmart, Winn-Dixie, Publix, Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's, we can handle the beach. We are free people, and we can take care of our own health.
Speak it, sister.
My health is my responsibility, not the responsibility of the government.
Speak it, sister.
Holly Carlton. Wow, the first great thing I've heard tonight.
I was going to
Yeah.
leave that alone.
But you know
talked
what?
about that
We
last-
talked about that last night.
and I was
And
gonna
we'll
leave
get,
that
hey,
completely
Holly,
alone.
I tell you what, hit our Facebook page and put that on the spot at 32091 @gmail.com, and we'll talk about that Saturday night.
Yes,
I
we
can
will.
tell you.
I will be
That's
glad to talk
great.
about that.
Great point. Me and Byron no longer said that, and she come out and said that. Hey, Holly Carlton, you get the thumbs up award. You get the hearts up award. Billy Rayburn, good afternoon. Oh God, are you on your meds? Can you call me crazy? Yeah. Hey, crazy, how are you? I hope you're on your dadgum meds.
Oh, Lord.
Oh
have
boy.
mercy.
Okay, here we go. Ellen Disher Williams, right here. Let's see here.
You can. That's a long one. I think he's got it up there.
Yeah, let's see. You gonna bring it all on, Mike, or do you want me to read it off here?
Either way, I can try to.
All right. Comprehension is
Carlton Jones, you're absolutely right. I just saw that comment about
Yeah.
your body. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
you're right. Comprehension is extremely hard for most of you or for many of the news media. His actual words. So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that it hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. Then I said, suppose you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting.
And actually, they do that now
Yes.
through down your esophagus.
Esophagus. Yes, they do.
Yes.
Then I see the disinfectant where it knocks out in a minute, 1 minute. Is there a way we can do something like this by injection inside? Or almost like a cleaning or cleansing? Because you see it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs.
Stop.
Okay?
Something
That was a question, right?
like
He was asking
Like
a question.
Yes.
yes.
Just like we do.
Once again, something
like it.
like it.
That.
Like
Or-
chemo.
Yes, like chemo. Or cancer
Chemo.
patients.
Yes, it's something that's
He
very
didn't
dangerous
say
over a period of time.
anything like what they're saying he's saying.
Right.
Right.
He's saying that his point is there anything out there like that
I don't
that
see.
can cure something within a minute? or
He was
two,
sort of almost
but not
asking
like-
a question.
That's how we're doing
right,
it.
not actually
Yeah.
inject yourself
Right.
with a
He was
disinfectant.
almost asking a
That's
question.
actually
There is
being
his
done.
answer.
There's the answer right there.
That's how they're doing the injections inside of the skin with a UV.
Right. We can put that on our page too.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
long time.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Don.
For a while.
Are almost a cleaning cause. You can see it in the lungs, and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So you're going to have to use medical doctors, but it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the life, the way it kills it in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful. What people hear, inject Lysol into your body. What the media reports.
People heard what the media reported because that's what the Democrat Party wanted.
So I'm leaving them out of it. I don't give a damn about them right now. It doesn't matter. It's stemming from the media.
You haven't seen
See,
what happened, David.
I know.
It went straight
yeah.
from the media, and then Nancy Pelosi gets on the media
Yeah.
and says Trump said to inject Lysol.
But here we go. I'm telling you right now what the media reports.
We're being
Trump
brainwashed.
said inject Lysol into your body. She said what the media reports. He is literally asking a question, which I just told
Here's a
you,
question.
posing a hypothesis and asking doctors to prove or disprove.
Then it will
I got a
work.
question.
Some are incapable of comprehension.
I got a question.
Very true.
Speaking of that, you know, people go for dialysis, right?
Yeah, dialysis.
And it actually, you know, the virus is not actually in your lungs; it's
in your blood.
Right.
Is there a way that we can
Sure you
convert the
can.
dialysis into a way of cleaning that blood and getting it back into the person?
You sure?
To get rid of it?
Yes.
Sure there is.
The problem is that because I did some reading on this one, you can actually do transfusions or a
Blood
form of
dialysis.
dialysis. However, brace yourself because it's experimental, would be considered elective, not covered by insurance, and would be so expensive it is cost prohibitive for anyone to actually do it unless there was a change in the entire medical complex.
Well, you know, and the other thing, why couldn't
That's
you,
great.
if they could test it, why couldn't they take the blood through a dialysis and have it transfer through ultraviolet light before it comes back in the body?
Again,
It's
not
not covered.
great plan, not covered.
It's not
Would
covered.
work. Would absolutely work. And the thing about it is, realistically, for some of the worst cases, especially those that are the ones that the people that seem to have the greatest reaction to it, the ones that are on the ventilators, that sort of thing like that.
Right.
If it was set up, you could actually do that, and you would get a pretty significant treatment out of it.
Yeah, I think it
I
would
think
work
so.
great.
I got it, David. I'm turning 3 sheets.
I say yeah. That's why I said. That's why.
bothers me.
That's
It
why.
really
And it does.
bothers me,
And it
Dave.
does. And it
And
does.
it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with Democrat or Republican. It has to do with letting somebody use you as a tool.
Right.
It bothers me that these people think. that
What do
they
you
can
think
do
the
to me.
media does each and every day, each and every
Spin.
hour? Spin. Just like the dadgum washing machine. It goes into the spin cycle.
And they're very-
they're very good at it. Actually, I almost hate to say this. They're great at it.
Oh, they are.
They're great at it.
They are.
Oh my God, they're
Give
great
you
at
a
it.
prime example. Why did we have to ask for so much money for the Kennedy Center during a time that we was actually trying to get money to people who actually needed it?
Mitchell, can we move on? Yeah, we're moving on.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And then they
We're gonna
fired
talk about
everybody.
everybody. Yeah, okay. I totally agree. Your body choice, I should not have any say on what you do with your body. Hey, well, choice.
No, there is one exception to that, but we'll talk about that at a later
Yeah.
date.
How about the LA Lakers getting $4 million from the government? A bunch of BS. If you were shut down in your small business, fine. If nothing but welfare for the poor, for the wealthy, but welfare for the poor. And then
Billy, I need to look
yeah.
into that and comment on that.
I know a little
Saturday.
bit about this, and I can tell you, Billy's right. They gave him a $4 million bailout. Billy, I don't know, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, last I read, Michael, you can take a look at this. I believe they turned it down. I believe they gave that money back, or they gave it to a
I kind
charity.
of heard they gave it back.
I think they gave it
Good.
back.
They did.
So, Billy, you heard part of double check me on that fact, but I believe they gave it back or gave it to somebody that could use it. So, if they did that, amen to the LA Lakers. Carlton Jones, why am I not surprised? Dwight Allen. Yep. Rich man welfare, all this for Leaf is for don't say a word about the poor man getting food stamps when the witch or business owners who was not shut down when getting money, bunch of BS. Can churches get what? Oh, can churches get money from the government? He's asking a question. I don't know if they can or they can't. Do you know? That would have been something I should ask Jeff Booty about. Maybe we can. I'll find the answer out, Billy. Do you know it?
I don't know.
Do you know it,
What,
Dave?
money for a church?
Yeah,
Ella?
can that churches
If
get
you're
money
exempt,
from the government?
no. If you're exempt, no.
They're a non.
They're a
Non-profit.
profit.
Yeah, they
I don't
have
think
a
they can.
501.
No,
C.
Yeah,
they
they
can't take that from.
No.
They can't. So the churches are
Separation of
non-profit.
church and state.
Yeah, well,
Well,
It shouldn't be able to, but.
yeah.
Hey,
I
once again-
we'll find out. We'll find out the logistics of that.
you know where I'm
question, Billy.
going with that. don't
Yeah,
you?
I was going to go with it too. So, Randy Scoggins, thank you for joining in. Woodrow Griffiths, Carlton Jones, not for me. I make up my own mind. Great. That's okay. Hey, we want you to make up your own mind. Please do.
Roy,
Hey,
Roy
we're
Jackson
just
said
throwing
it.
out the information that we know. It's our opinions of what we think and what we say on the show. You take it and you take it as you wish and put it how you need to. You don't have to agree with us. We're not asking you to agree with us. We're just wanting to say, hey, this is our beliefs. This is what we think. This is what we know in many cases. And like I
Exactly.
said, take it and do what you wish. So absolutely. I'm just glad you're on the show. I like to hear the other side and how the other side thinks. Absolutely. Dwight Allen. Amen, Holly. Excuse me. It's not about public safety. Never has been. Preach it, Holly Liz says. How about
You can't read that one. I don't know what you're reading. Well, wait, no,
oh my God.
that'll make your blood pressure go down a little bit.
Well, yeah. Billy Rayburn. How about you kiss mine? Oh my God. I love Billy. I love Billy.
Don't
Billy.
break your eye out.
Don't they? Yeah. Dave Holland Jr. is watching.
Could
Really?
it be?
Yeah. Ellen agrees with Holly. Roy Jackson's watching. So you stay home, and the rest of us will go on with our lives.
No. Sorry. Got to have their liberties.
Yeah.
And you can't take.
Go
away
ahead
person's
and let y'all know,
liberties,
I
their
just-
political opinion.
I just looked it up.
That's
COVID
a dangerous line of
pandemic phase 3 stimulus package makes churches eligible for relief.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
There you go, Mr. Billy Rayburn,
And
right
that,
there.
Good.
That was posted on March 27th, 2020.
So that's phase 3 of this stimulus package, right?
Yep.
And does it say when it'll go into effect? Because I do know I've seen a couple of things about some churches having trouble paying their light bills,
Yeah.
things like that. I've seen that.
Well,
and
I guess
know
we're
some
going to treat
citizens.
them as like a small business loan. It's
Okay.
Is how they're putting it.
I know that.
I'll have to read the whole thing, and it's pretty lengthy. It says, let's see.
While Mitchell's looking that up, I know that a lot of people have stepped up.
It says,
Oh,
as
boy.
a pastor
Did we?
or
So
employee
good.
of a minister, I am eligible for
I don't
a
know.
recovery rebate if you are a U.S. resident with
Could have just got kicked off of
within
Facebook.
a just gross income of $75,000 or $112,500 for head of household. So
Do something else.
to me, they can get it. The pastor can get it, just like a regular employee can get it because
Right.
the pastor is employed
An
by
employee.
Employee.
of the church.
That
So
would be a good thing.
Yeah. Good. Okay, well, there's your question answered. Lorna Reddish. President Trump asked a lot of questions. I appreciate that about him. Charles McKinney, thank you for watching. Charles, where have you been lately? I haven't seen Charles McKinney on. What, has he been sick?
I don't know.
I know a couple of times.
He
Charles, I hope you're
responds-
feeling better.
He responds to some of my stuff on regular
Yeah.
Facebook, so I don't know. Maybe he's just busy and can't watch.
Yeah. Liberals and idiots. That's why we're doomed. One thing the stimulus package is doing for her majority of the businesses, just putting money in their pockets.
Brother.
If they were closed, yes, but if they were open, they do not need the money from the government. Let's see.
Hold on.
Well, I'm trying to see more.
Hold on.
Hang on,
Okay.
I haven't read it all yet. Wait a minute. Hang on.
Anybody that gets money from our government deserves money from our government because we pay taxes.
It's called
you're
welfare. Do not say a word about the people getting food stamps when they are giving thousands of dollars to people who is open and doing good business during this time. Says something about it. If you got anything,
And first off, if they're going to give it out, and you pay taxes, which we all do, then you need to take that because you pay into that system, and you're going to have to pay it back because the government doesn't give anything for free. We are going to have to pay this stimulus back.
yeah,
28 trillion.
yeah, that's right. That's the number we came up with.
But
Right?
I'll
Yeah.
tell you,
By what was it? What year was it?
2029.
2029.
28
trillion. Right now, it's something like $63,000 a person.
Person.
From the time you were born is what you automatically owe the government.
Government. Yeah.
but listen,
They're going to give it, take it.
Now we don't pay the WHO no more. That's money that we save. We have dropped their money to UN. We don't pay them as much.
That's
We're
correct.
pulling other
Good.
money from other
Organizations. Yeah.
and that money
Good.
will go back into the bank that we're borrowing the money out of for the stimulus. We do have a president that's very business minded, and he knows how to move money around.
Good.
And if he's not getting the bang for the buck for this country by being part of those organizations, we're dropping and getting out of it, and that money's ours.
I love the game. I got it. Just stop. We'll stop right here. We've talked about this. I love the game that he played with the Saudis.
Oh, with the oil? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
oh my God. Okay.
Where's the difference?
I am not going. Look, I normally
sorry, I'm-
love
Too
to
bad
say
he didn't
stuff.
wait where he
I
they
cannot
got paid.
believe.
Pay
Hey,
us to take
take the
it,
oil.
to take the oil.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I have not talked about this.
Oh God! It just
I
reminded me
know
when he
he
said
normally
that.
doesn't like to step on my toes. David Rodgers, will you please inform our audience what our wonderful president did to the Saudi Arabians? This is great.
So anyway, if you see gas prices are going down, and if you see the price of a barrel of oil, hey, it's below market price. They're paying people to take it. Do you know why that is, Brian? I'll turn it over to you. I don't want to steal your thunder. Do you want me to go ahead?
I want you.
Do you want me to steal it? Because
I
I
can see
had
the
to bring it up.
smile on your face coming through the video screen.
So, you're talking about our president being a great businessman.
Yeah.
And he dadgum sure is.
the
I don't
greatest
care how many.
opportunity in the world to get
Yeah.
that oil.
Sure did. So the Saudis flooding this market, right? Bam, bam, bam. Gonna flood this market with oil. Because why? He wanted to stick it to the U.S. They was gonna, hey, the U.S. is gonna be wanting this, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, you know what President Trump did?
Yeah.
See, they didn't think we had the money to buy this oil. Guess what President Trump did? Byron, do you want to tell them? You know where he got the money from, right?
Yes, I do. He
Yeah.
bought every. I'm going to let you tell him what happened, where he got the money
Yeah.
from. He bought every single barrel of oil and put it in the U.S. Reserve. Now
Yeah.
you can tell him where you got the money from.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
This is
so-
brilliant, by the way.
So anyway,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll
I
let
know
you
it's
say it.
great, David.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. I'll
no,
let
no.
you
Where
finish
did
it.
he get the money from?
Yeah, I know where he got the money from.
Where did he get the money from?
He actually got it, a lot of it. I don't know if it was all of it, but I know he got
Almost
a lot.
all of it.
Was it almost all of it?
Almost all of it.
Was it? It was from the security thing, the wall, from the monies that he was going to spend building the wall. What he did is he used those funds right there because right now that's sort of in a whole pattern. He took all that money and put it in there and bought that oil. And now we've got all that oil reserve. I don't know where the rest of it came from.
Every single barrel.
Every single barrel
Is
that
now
they
in
have
the
in
US
the U.S.
Man, they almost paid us.
They almost paid
Come
us to
get it.
take it.
Yeah.
It was a sheer brilliant stroke
Yeah.
from a great businessman. Is what that was.
Yeah. Sure
And-
was.
And I want to tell everybody why we buy oil from other countries. We buy oil from other countries so they run out. We hold on our oil reserves and oil that we, produce.
Right.
We sell them.
We sell it to
Yeah.
them later on, and then
Right.
we make the money.
Yeah.
It's called marketing.
He
That
bought
is exactly-
yes, marketing. Yeah,
Thank
that's a
you.
great word.
Thank you.
Wow.
We did some
He
things
bought
we never-
every bit of that oil. God, man, I was like, he went in there and got that.
By the way, do you know why you're paying $1.75 a gallon?
Yeah, there you go. Tell him that.
Well, pretty much because the price of oil is
It's
nothing,
negative.
is nothing now. Or
Yeah.
in some cases
Yeah.
it's negative. Do you know
-50.
why you're paying $1.75 if they're not spending any money on barrels of oil right now?
I know the answer.
It's actually negative $50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Negative 50, yeah.
You know why you're paying that money for gasoline right now?
Taxes.
There we go. There's the word.
Yeah.
State, local, and federal taxes, and then county taxes in some places.
Right.
And they have to make profit off of it to actually get you the gasoline.
Right.
So the gasoline companies charge the gas
The
stations
delivery fee.
the delivery fees, so they have to make something off of it. But it's not much.
Gas is only like 5 cents.
You're talking about 5 cents.
Yeah, 5 cents. Yeah.
5 cents a gallon is what the price of a gallon of gas.
Boy,
is.
wouldn't
Somebody
it be,
just
wouldn't
asked-
it be nice to pull up to a gas station and look up there and it'd be like 15 cents a gallon of gas?
I want
Yeah.
to see the
Like
75 cent a gallon that they
Back
got
in the 50s.
games
Yeah.
in
Well,
Georgia.
there is some places that are selling gas.
Kentucky.
Kentucky, 99 cents?
Kentucky is 69 cents a
69
gallon.
cents a gallon.
Georgia had it
The
at
last
75
time
cents.
the last time I seen 69 cents a gallon was in the 70s.
Yeah.
70s, ladies and gentlemen, almost 50 years ago.
If
Wow.
the cheapest I've seen it around here is like $1.45.
Yeah,
Here,
that's good.
that's you
That's
have
pretty
to,
good.
you have to buy it with credit. And you have
Right,
To, you
yeah.
have to buy it. It's in Middleburg.
I had to run to 93.
Okay, so
I
it's
think it's-
$1.64 for you.
I think it's
Is it
like,
still more?
Two.
it's
Oh,
like,
is
it's
it?
like
Okay.
it was either $1.98
So what
or
are you running? You're running 93, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
About $2.30 a gallon
Okay.
You,
on average.
you can get it in Middleburg for a lot less than that.
Yeah, you can.
But look, guys,
All I used to
if
know
you
about.
really want to know the reason that we pay so much money for gasoline, it's not because all these people that are selling oil are pirates. If you think about a negative cost for a barrel of oil, and it's costing them 5 cents to manufacture, why are we paying $1.75 or $1.77? The last time I saw it here in Bradford County, why are we paying that much for gasoline? It's taxes.
Yeah.
It's taxes. Period. What are they doing with
I
all
wonder if
this
I
money?
can call them up and
I know
tell
a
them I
lot of it
want to
goes to
buy,
roads.
100 barrels of oil.
I'm sure they sell it to you.
Oh, sure they would.
Sure, yeah,
And
absolutely.
you can go. I'll even pay negative $25
$5 a barrel.
barrel for it. I'm
Yeah.
not get it.
Hey,
But that
I want
money-
to answer something to Carlton Jones. Please don't. We didn't. If we confused that, we didn't mean to. You have confused me. Why do you want me to stay at home? I would
No.
love to drive my school bus.
I don't want you to stay.
I don't want you to stay at home.
No.
Hey, we don't want you to stay at home. We want you to go back to work.
The curve's coming down. It's,
yeah.
it's time to start getting
You
things
and
right.
Hey, I'm
this
gonna be
point,
honest with you. I don't. I'm beginning not to believe anything that they've said. But that's another story.
You were considered by whoever a non-essential employee because schools aren't in. I thought we should have been going to schools, just protecting ourselves. I get it. Maybe not at the first of this thing, but after a while, as Byron said, we should have been slowly opening this back up. I want you to drive your school bus, but it's not my call.
Right.
You know, we want people to go back to
That's
work.
up on the Department of Education director and the governor.
Yeah. Unlike Obama knew he was responding to Lorna. Ellen says, sure like chemo or dialysis. Bart, thank you for coming in. True. That's why I don't watch any news shows anymore. Dwight Allen, you must have been reading mine and Byron's mind.
I haven't,
We talked
I
about-
haven't watched.
I haven't watched hardly
I
any either.
turned on Fox News for about 10 minutes last night and caught a little bit about what they were talking about Robert Flynn, General Flynn. His name is Robert.
Yeah, it is.
About General Flynn, and then they started talking about COVID-19, and I turned it off again because I'm sick of hearing it because I'm hearing so many different things.
Going good right now. We can get into that Saturday if we have to.
We're gonna get to that second round of that draft Saturday.
Yeah,
I
we are.
want to talk about that too.
Yeah, we are. And I'm going to talk.
Left.
And I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about. I have heard that they have had success with plasma transfusions. If you heard Mr. Michael Heater said, yeah, he's not disagreeing with you. They have. The problem is it's not covered by your insurances, and it's a costly procedure, isn't it, Mike?
Very costly.
Yes.
So, Connie, I'm sure, and I don't know, how anybody can afford it except you're a trillionaire, millionaire. But anyway, they gave it back. Roy said that Lakers did give it back. Okay, that's good.
That is a very good.
That is very good. Yes, churches can get money. Yes, Holly, they can. Mitchell Gunner looked that up. All charities
they do
and
qualify.
all charities and churches qualify. Yes, they already got money. I heard here in Bradford County.
Yeah, some folks have received the first.
Are you talking about the stimulus, Billy?
If you're talking about the stimulus, yes.
Yeah.
I don't live in Bradford County, but I live very.
I know
close to
that
it,
you
and I
guys
know-
have got your stimulus.
Yeah,
right?
I'm taking mine and buying some of that negative 50 oil.
Nice, because you know what? I
I
get
wish
mine
I
on
would
Thursday.
I wish I would have thought of that. And
Donald, have you got
been
yours
able
yet?
to pay for my hunting club dues forever after it went.
Did
private.
Austin get his?
That's
Oh, that's right. He's over
You
something.
can
That's
still buy
right.
in.
No, there's a whole other issue.
Oh, issue with that. Okay.
You can still buy in.
Can I say
Some
something
of
about the stimulus?
So
It's gone.
Yeah,
It's completely and utterly gone.
yeah, his is.
Must
I haven't
have
received mine yet, so we'll get ours
Yeah,
Thursday.
I'm
So
talking about.
Oh, just
You can
Yeah.
still buy in to some of those oil companies right
yeah,
now.
right now you can.
Why it's down.
Yeah, never know. Go ahead, Dave.
well, I do know what's going to happen with the price of oil when the
Yeah, I do
starts
too.
opening
I
back
do
up.
too.
And that may be the best. And we are not stockbrokers. But that may be the best
Yeah.
advice you will ever hear.
You got that right. I deal Devin a little
Enter
bit.
at your own. Okay, enter at your own risk.
Risk,
This is
no.
disclaimer.
That's right.
That's right. Enter at your own risk. I'm
professionals.
not telling you what to do. We aren't. No. Go ahead,
You
Dave.
got to be the not the bull. You have to be the what?
Fair?
You got to be the bear.
There. Yep.
You got to be the bear.
Something on the stimulus packet. If you did your taxes 2018, 2019
Right.
through Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, anything like that, and you got the digital account through like Emerald Card,
That's right.
you are not getting that stimulus pack through that
No.
Emerald Card. You are going to get it through the mail.
Right.
Make sure your
With a
information.
check.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or,
Like I
or
brought
if
that
you,
up.
or
And that's
if you did
taking
it-
up
or
to
if you
6
did it-
weeks, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yes.
Taking up to 6 weeks, guys.
Hold on.
So,
I can tell you, I do mine through one of those services, and it's directly linked to my bank account, and I got mine about
Yeah, you can if you do that, but if
3 weeks
Right.
ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
yeah, but if it's
Right.
through one of those fake accounts or through one of those cards,
right.
you're gonna have to wait for it to come
Wait
My
for it to
check.
come in.
to the mail.
All right.
Snail mail.
Look, Yolanda Jones, thank you for joining us. I heard the president say all charities and church qualified. Yes, they do. To cover payrolls and general expenses. Yes. Keith Goins, Lakers gave it back. Good. I don't have big enough lips, Billy Ray Burton. How about that crook Kenneth Copeland? He might need some for his jets and all the millions of dollars that he beats out of everybody.
Eesh, I'm not touching
Oh,
that
boy.
one.
Billy, I'm not going to touch that one either. Dwight answered it right. God would deal with him, Billy Rayburn. Kenneth Copeland does no such thing. People give it to him willingly, and no one is found out of anything. Me and my husband, Matthew Carlton, support his awesome ministry and are excited to do it every. If I can, let me see if I can. Oh, wait a minute. Support, yeah. Is also, and are decided to do it every month. Stop hating on the Kenneth Copeland. He's not your enemy. Satan is. Well, we do know Satan is. That's for sure.
Enemy.
Carlton Jones, thank you for coming back. 135 Costco.
He's talking about the price of gas. At Costco.
Oh, yeah, nice. 135. That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. And which Costco are you talking about?
That's probably the
It
one
is-
in Jacksonville. Right?
Yeah, the Sam's Club in Orange Park is
And-
135.
and-
That's
and
right.
on-
One
Orange
Sam.
Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dwight Allen, we salute, sir. Good
Thank you
night.
for the information, sir.
Yeah.
That is a very useful
Good night
piece of
to the
information.
liberals. God bless America. Can't keep it PG anymore tonight or today. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. Facebook may not like us after tomorrow, but it's all right. It's all good. Hey, we're still on. You're on the spot with David Rodgers. To my left,
I
Mr.
know
Byron
you're
Bagwell.
aware.
To my right, so do I. To my right, Mr. Mitchell Gunner. To my left, over here, filling in for Dave Holland Sr. is Dave Holland Jr. Right in the back there's our director, Mr. Michael Heater. Over to our left, he is over there, Mr. Austin Stevens, Mr. John Probst, on special assignment, right along Mr. Dave Holland Sr. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to wind down the show here in just a few minutes. Do want to go over a couple of things. I do have some worldwide numbers I want to go over with you. You were speaking about the COVID-19, so I want to do that.
Get ready,
But
ladies and
before we
gentlemen.
do that, as Michael Heater blew the whistle, man, I thought we was getting into sports tonight. Man, but let me tell you, this subject went really good. Well, no, I think it was supposed to be the sports whistle, but we'll get into that on Saturday. We want to get into the second round. I do want to break down, guys, on the sports report, all the Florida teams, pro and college. I've got some breakdowns on them already. I'm going to tell you what's good, what's bad about each team, and then y'all can comment.
You gonna go over the ugly teams?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Mr. Michael Heater,
Before-
I do. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm glad you said something about sports because
Okay.
I want everybody to know something. I
Yes.
don't normally watch ESPN anymore.
Right.
I just they do crazy things on there anymore, and they have some people on there that I just do not like listening to. But I turned it on the other day, and they are having a special about Michael Jordan. and
Oh, The
Bulls.
Last Dance.
It's called The Last Dance.
Yes.
They're doing it in segments.
Yes.
If you have ever liked the NBA or ever liked the Bulls, please turn this on. If you have small children, be forewarned.
Yes.
There is bad language on it.
Live Mike on the court.
Live Michael, live everybody. They cuss in the interviews. Just be forewarned. But if you like basketball and you love the Bulls, God, it's excellent. It is really excellent. And I'm not trying to steal your sports thunder.
No.
I am.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that because
I
it is a good series.
The
It's,
stuff that went
Yes.
on between them and the Detroit Pistons
oh my gosh.
is legendary.
Yes.
And Isaiah Thomas is on there, and so is Dennis Rodman, Sally.
Speaking of Isaiah Thomas, did you hear what he said today, John?
Mm-mm.
He said he rated the basketball players.
Oh,
All time.
yeah, I heard that
He
this morning.
put Jordan on that list. That is disrespect, baby. I mean, that's his opinion. Look, that's your opinion.
That's a bitter
That-
man, is what that is.
That
After
sure
that
is. That
just
sure
pounding
is.
of them.
Because you know what he
sweeping
said?
of them.
He says LeBron is the best player in the world. Hey, maybe right now he is.
10
but,
players, and I can
so-
give them to you. I will give you 10
We
players.
named
NBA
them
players.
already. Yeah, we may
And
do
I
that
can do it
Saturday.
again, and
Let's
that
do it
doesn't
Saturday.
change for me, too, by the way.
No. So, oh yes. And this guy right here, just real quick, sort of dealing in sports. Tulane basketball star Tashawn Hightower, did you hear about this, Michael? Was arrested in a Georgia murder.
Oh.
Former Tulane University player Tashawn Hightower and 5 other people are suspected in an April 8th murder, Georgia authorities says. So this kid was supposed to be a number 1 draft pick in the NBA. Guess what? Oh,
Number 1 draft pick in
in
Department
jail,
of Corrections.
corrections. That's
If he's
exactly
guilty
right.
of it.
If he's guilty.
If he's
If he's
guilty.
guilty of it, he's going to end up in
Yeah.
prison. If he's not guilty of it, he's still not going to be a number
He was
one
an
draft pick.
underclassman, but he did declare, and he's under, again, the word that Byron and Mitchell said, under suspicion of murder and other crimes in Georgia jail records show. Tayshaun Hightower, 22, a guard for Tulane University in New Orleans, was taken into custody in Henry County, Georgia on Saturday night,
Go ahead.
according to
Ruin your
records.
life.
On Friday, police in Henry County released photos of 6 suspects allegedly to have been involved in a murder and aggravated assault in Stockbridge, south of Atlanta, on April 8th. 5 of the 6 suspects are in custody, including Hightower's brother. The Associated Press reported an arrest warrant obtained by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution accused Hightower of opening fire on a man who had pistol whipped another suspect, Tyreek Farmer, earlier in the day. Hightower's lawyer told ESPN the basketball player's brother fired the gun in self-defense. You see where all this is stemming from? This is retaliation bullcrap.
Yep.
And now this kid that could have made millions of dollars is, guess what?
Ruined his career.
Ruined his career. He's going to be breaking little ones into big ones over at the correctional facility or in some state prison.
And then breaking those little ones into even
smaller ones.
There is a movie quote that goes.
I don't know.
great
I just
with
don't
that.
get
You know
these
what that
kids,
is?
man.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Byron, I mean, you're right. How many times, Byron, have me and you talked about different players and said, I wish I had the tenth of their athleticism. A tenth of these guys' athleticism. I wish. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be here doing this show right now. I'd be
I would be retired.
Well, I'd be retired by now. But if I had
billions.
just, yes, I wish I'd have just had some of these.
I would be doing this show right now, but I can tell you
No.
what I would be doing at other times. All
Yeah.
I would be doing is playing music, fishing, and hunting.
Honey, yeah. Maybe a little golf. We'll play
all
the
he
game of
had
golf.
to do-
Golf and bowling.
all
he had to do.
Whatever
Yeah.
I wanted to
All
do.
he had to do is stay home.
That's all he had to do. Nope, but he chose to go with the crowd, didn't he?
Yep.
So, Kurt Miracle, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
Just
sir.
real quick, on the spot with David Rodgers, notes and news and facts for today. Worldwide COVID cases. This is a new today, Byron. So I didn't get the 6 o'clock update. Total number of cases has reached over 3 million. 3,042,444, and probably higher than that. Active cases right now, 1,936,654. Recovered cases, listen to this number, Byron, 894,574. And fatal, 211,216. I did not get that comparison, but I will get it for Saturday. In the
You got
U.S.,
the comparison
yeah,
to the other
yeah,
ones?
with the other ones, yeah. I was working on it and just didn't get a chance to. In the U.S., COVID-19 cases has topped more than 1 million, and that is due to more testing has been completed. 1,011,006 active cases. That was as of noon today. It's a little higher. Active cases, 840,398. Recovered cases, 113,856. And fatal cases, 56,752. This line is in black, and you're not going to be able to see it, but I've got the graph line. That graph line right now, ladies and gentlemen, even though we want to start opening things up, is still on the peak right here, and it has not broken the peak yet. It's on the rise. That's the total number of reported cases. The bottom line right here, Byron, is the number of fatalities. You see it's still low, but it's still rising. But it's going to get up and up over that curve. It's about ready to hit.
Right.
I say within a week or two, Mike.
Well,
Maybe sooner.
Well, when you start looking at some of the states
Worldwide, by the
are
way. That's not U.S.
some of the states are on the other side of that curve. And go
Yes.
ahead and mention
Some of the
while you
states never were in the curve to begin with.
mention some of the numbers here in Florida. Florida has 31,986. That is, well, and 860 of them are non-residents. We have
Whoops.
1,171 deaths. So
You said 1,100.
it's 71.
1171. Okay.
Yep,
What's the
1,171 deaths.
population of Florida?
So this is how
21
many.
Is that what it is? 22.
So they.
22 million. I wonder what percentage of the population 1,171
I
is.
actually got the test results that I've done.
Florida?
366,875 tests have been performed. 334,029 have been negative, with a positive of the 32,846.
There we go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, right there. There you go. Go ahead, Mitchell, since you had it right there. Go
Okay,
ahead.
and Alachua County right now is at 255 cases. Baker's at 20 cases. We'll go on down to Bradford. Bradford has 44 cases. We've had 2 deaths and 10 people hospitalized. So, and That's 8 males and 36 females for Bradford
How
County.
about that age range? 8 to 107.
Yep.
107.
The last information that we had received was that and this was still a discussion, is that the Department of Health reported that 33 of the 44 positive cases were from nursing homes.
Right.
They didn't get any
Right.
more specific than that.
Okay, so that's
33.
30. Yes.
Yep. Clay County
That
has.
means we have 11 people in the open population that have contracted this.
And
Yes.
the majority of those were immediate family members of employees of the nursing homes.
The
That's
nursing.
correct.
Yeah. So we can account for all those.
Pretty much, yeah. It was. I mean, and this was. These numbers actually came in early before they realized that they had already exposed their family members.
Right.
So they were self-isolated.
Right.
And the ones that have been, and it's interesting because there's been the hospitalizations has ticked up because some have recovered and have been released. So that the 10 hospitalizations is not the same 10 people. It has. It is. The people are being symptomatic. They're getting checked out while those are being released from the hospital.
All right. Can you pull up Columbia, by the way?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and mention Clay. Now,
Yeah,
at
sure.
one time, Clay's number was pretty low,
It was.
and now they have actually exceeded over more cases in Alachua County. They're at 272 cases, and they have 14 deaths. So,
I can tell you a lot of those cases are in nursing homes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
and you said
Columbia
one in
right there,
Columbia?
55
Yep,
cases.
55.
Yep. So.
And 2 deaths.
2 deaths.
And 7 hospitalizations.
Right. And then Live Oak, Swanee.
Swanee.
Real quick, and just getting there. I know they were high, 120, and for them that's pretty high. There you
They
go,
got 14
deaths.
14 deaths.
Yeah, that was what struck me because I got some of the guys that I work with. So 14 deaths.
Hold on. That has to do with prisoners there and all the nursing homes that are
Correct, but if
I
I'm
can
not
tell you
mistaken,
that's where those cases.
but if I'm not mistaken, Byron, and I don't know this to be fact, I don't think any of them are from the prison right now.
Yeah, I don't
All
think
14
so.
of those are civilians. I don't think.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, in testing data
So
by county.
There is
Yeah.
at least 6 ALFs in Swanee
Absolutely.
County that I personally know about.
So
That's nursing homes.
yeah, and that's exactly right.
Well,
Because
Assisted living facilities where ALF stands for.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the total of tests that have been performed in Bradford County, which is 737,
yeah,
691 negative, and then the 44 positive. 2 are still waiting for results to come back. Now, in Alachua County, they have done 6,631 with 6,369 of them negative, 255
What
positive.
did they test the whole of East 39th Avenue? Is that what
yeah,
they
that's
did?
exactly what
Is
they
that
did.
what they did?
That's what they did.
Now, Clay County has 3,645
Stop.
that have been tested. 3,372 were negative, and 272 positive.
If they did, I'm glad because those fools come breathe on my truck.
How about St. John's?
Yes, they
Stop
do.
at that red light.
There's
Go to
Columbia.
Columbia.
Columbia's they've had 1,120 tests. 1,059 has been negative, and then the 55 positive. They have still 6 tests to come back.
And
You
then,
said
of
you
course,
wanted, and then
Yeah.
Swanee.
Swanee.
Yep.
Swanee's performed 712 tests, 582 negative, and then the 128 positive, and they are still waiting for 2 to come back. St. Johns County has tested 4,842, 4,627 is negative,
I've been through almost all of these.
and 207 positive. They're still waiting for 7 tests to come back. Union County has performed 216 tests, 211 negative, 4 positive, and they're still waiting for 1 test to come back.
there you go.
All right. Hey, that's your update right there on your COVID-19 for area counties within the state.
Could you do me one more favor? Go to Duval and let's look at Duval's numbers.
Sure.
before we do this. That's the other. That's one of the other local ones. We might
They've
as well-
gone to test a lot. They have tested 22,134 people with 21,049 negative, 1,001 positive, and they're waiting for 73 test results to come back.
What's very telling about
And
Duval
11
County.
inclusive. Yes.
Yeah, what's very telling about Duval County is that on average, if you look at all the other all the other counties in the state, in our range in North Florida, it's been ranging between 7.5 to 9.5 to up to 10%
Right.
of the range here. Interestingly enough, Duval County has tested more people, obviously because of greater population, but only 4.5% have
Right.
tested positive out of the
Right.
total numbers.
Right.
And I think, to be honest with you, one of the things that people are griping about, and I will use the term griping because, well, they are, on social media, specifically with the emergency management pages, is that they think that everyone needs to be tested.
No.
No, you don't need to be
Only if
tested.
you're symptomatic.
You're symptomatic. But here's the
Right.
deal. If you feel so inclined and you want to talk to your physician and you want to get tested, and if we wanted to test everybody, I can promise you that percentage would drop like a rock.
Like a rock.
Because
Yes.
not everybody is sick.
Tested.
That's right.
That's
It's-
it.
And what I want, and I want this really bad because I cannot find it, and I haven't said anything about it because I can't find it anywhere. Nobody can show me the numbers of asymptomatic COVID-19.
We talked about this.
We did talk about this one.
Yeah.
This is actually, and it's interesting because this is not being tracked by the health department.
Correct.
Which means to me that's nonsense.
Well, it also because what they're doing is that this actually, the total tests are for people that have asked for the
Asked for
testing.
the- correct.
And that 22,000 is for Duval County residents because they were doing all the testing
Testing.
at
Right,
CIA
right, yes.
field.
They
Now,
drive in.
right, the drive-ins.
The
Now,
drive-in.
here's the deal. A lot of folks are asking to be tested, and if they want to pay for the test, by all means. But again, it's not covered by insurance. It's an elective procedure.
Right.
If you really want to know if you're healthy and you feel fine and you really want to be tested, go for it. It's a very unpleasant test.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a very
it is.
expensive test.
They will
But
stick a
it-
swab, slap up
and
your
they
nose
will-
until it reaches your tonsils.
Tonsils.
And it is extremely uncomfortable. But you know what? If you want a doctor or the health department to tell you that you're negative, even though you're asymptomatic, that is not a problem at all. But I can assure you, the testing results that we're seeing around the state, the higher populations, the total number of tests that are coming out, the overall percentage is lower than the
Dropping
state
down.
average because again.
They're
Not,
dropping
there's just not that many positive cases, and the positive cases that are out there, the ones that are presumptive positive, are the ones that are special needs, ALFs, immunocompromised, the folks that are the ones that are getting sick from this one, the folks that are practicing social distancing and, heaven forbid, using common sense are just fine.
Wow, I heard that word again. Do you know how much one of those
Michael,
tests
you know,
costs?
How much does it cost?
Have
I
you
don't-
have
I'll
you
find
s-
out.
have you seen? And I know you get a chance to do more research than a lot of us do sometimes. Have you seen any numbers on asymptomatic patients at all?
No, and the reason for that is because it falls, as you well know, it falls under HIPAA.
HIPAA, yeah, it does.
Unless somebody wants to volunteer and say, yeah, I'm asymptomatic and I tested and I came back negative. Or I was asymptomatic but I tested positive. If they don't discuss it themselves, it is a moot point.
That's what I
we
think.
don't release that information. The health department doesn't track it for public dissemination,
Right.
and we don't. Here's the thing about it. It's kind of like it's like SARS. It's H1N1. It's HIV years ago. We're going to presume, from a public safety standpoint, as a paramedic, if I go to a patient, I'm going to presume that you're sick until I have proven otherwise.
But with the HIV, we didn't have to presume that because they let us know that they had HIV because there
that's
was
true.
no HIPAA law back then.
Well, but my point that I'm making though is that you're looking at a
Hard.
situation where people, if people are asymptomatic, we just don't know. So that's the reason why you see people that are out doing their thing like that one. But again, the vast majority of people are not positive. Those that are positive, that are, even if they are symptomatic, 98.8% of these folks recover. It's the ones that are immunocompromised. And I'm telling you, I said this a month ago.
The hospitalization numbers
Right.
are really, really low too.
Yes, comparatively. And I said this a month ago. I will say this again. The numbers are starting to creep back in, that the antibody testing is showing that this thing was around earlier than people are saying.
Yes.
And I am confident that, myself included, there was a large number of the population that got really sick at the end of December and the beginning of January.
They had this.
That probably had this. And I did not test positive for the flu, but I'm telling you, it knocked me on my butt for 48 hours.
Yeah, I was sick as well and
And-
got tested.
you did.
Got tested negative for the flu.
So
Both of us.
I'm not
Everybody
convinced.
on this panel.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that this wasn't something that was around beforehand. With that being said, I encourage everyone to just, don't jump on the bandwagon. Listen to the gentlemen that are here. These are the guys that know what's going on because they do the research. We work as a team to provide you the information. We want to keep you informed, not alarmed.
Right.
And we're giving you the numbers as they are, the percentages that are out there, folks. This is a serious situation. We're not minimizing it. We're not trying to derail anyone's efforts on trying to move forward. But the fact of the matter is that if you are healthy, if you use common sense, if you wash your hands, and you look out for one another, this, like a kidney stone, will pass.
Yes. All right. I just want to.
And still practice safe distancing, like
Yeah,
we're saying right now.
Exactly.
Keep yourself safe. Make sure you don't get it. Even after we hopefully reopen Florida back up here pretty soon, there's still going to be guidelines that we're going to have to follow by those guidelines so we don't spread it and pick up the numbers and that starts going crazy.
I want to get to the rest of the comments here, and then I want to close the show down here real quick. Kurt, thank you for joining us. Billy Rayburn said the saying, if you're going to be dumb, be tough. $1.09 for gas in Ohio, Dave Holland Jr., your dad says. If you have a heart attack and die, they are blaming it on the coronavirus.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Shirley Bagwell, hey, Mom, how are you? Say hello to Mom.
Hello, Mom.
Lisa Tomlinson says they are coding all deaths as COVID-19. Yes, they
They'll
are.
get more money.
More money. Good evening. Yep. I heard that 2 armadillos got killed on Highway 100. They blamed it on the coronas. Get out of here.
Was
You're
that
off your
Billy?
meds again. They
Should've
better
known
go
it was Billy.
test Sky Ridge and Keystone. They better go test.
Oh, no.
That's a hit on your pin.
No.
Carmen Jameson, thank you for joining us. Eddie Lewis is on. Eddie, how are you? Robert Griffiths, thank you. And Deanne Gilbert said, you're absolutely correct. This virus has been around since at least October 2019. I want to say, Deanne, I think it's been before that too. I think it was a month, or maybe a month and a half before that. That's my opinion. But anyway, great show, guys. Thank you for joining us on the spot with David Rodgers. I'm going to go around the table real quick. Final thoughts. Mr. Byron Bagwell, to my left, starting with you.
The price of liberty is eternal vigilance.
Amen, brother. I love it.
That is.
You want to talk about sports Saturday too?
Oh God, I wanted to talk about sports tonight, but we've gotten some really good.
We
topics
did,
tonight.
man, and it was a great show.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that.
People think that came from Thomas Jefferson, but it's not a Thomas Jefferson
No.
quote. It's actually, and I can never remember this Irishman's. He was an Irish lawyer.
Right.
I can never remember his name to attribute it to him, but it's a great quote. Watch what and how the media does, because they don't tell you the truth. They tell you half truths
Really?
to make you buy into what's going on. That's like the quote from President Trump that we had the argument about tonight, and then somebody actually put it on the clothes, and he was asking you questions. He wasn't saying anything about people need to. Yet the media spin that in a way that he did that. Careful what you read and what you watch. Don't believe any of it. And that's why I was looking at Michael Heater and asking him those questions about asymptomatic people with COVID-19. I'm not sure there are asymptomatic people with COVID-19.
Yeah, there is.
You're going to have to prove it to me with numbers before I 100% believe that.
I totally agree. I'm just saying that there has been a very, very small number of people who chose to get tested. And the reason they chose to get tested was because they thought they were at risk because of a family member who worked in an environment where they could have been exposed. Turns out they were exposed. They tested positive. They never got sick because their immune system was so strong. It was just in passing, but they still tested positive for it. But anyone out of the clear blue saying, "Oh, I don't feel bad, but I got tested positive," I'm not buying that one. But a family member or a neighbor of someone who worked in an environment or something like that one, yes, we've had those small numbers have happened, but it's very small in comparison to this entire scheme of things of how weird things put together.
Gentlemen, we're going to continue this all. Nelson Stevens, real quick, give me a quick weather report.
Quick weather report.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the beautiful sunny weather that we'll have through the next 12 to 18 hours. Storms will move through our region Wednesday night through Thursday morning, and expect sunny weather to come back by the weekend.
All right, Dave Holland Jr., final thought, anything real quick like you want to say?
Let's just get back to work. Let's open up America, stay safe, and keep your distance.
Amen, brother. Hey, that's Dave Holland Jr. filling in for us right here. Mr. Mitchell Gunner.
I'm the same way. Let's get everything opened back up. I think we can start opening up all the tourist places like the beaches and stuff like that, and practice social distancing at the same time, so people can go to work, people can enjoy going off and enjoying themselves and getting out of the house finally.
One more thing.
I'm tired of working on the house.
Let me get Mr. Heater. Go ahead, Mike. Final thought.
I'm going to pop into the screen real quick here, folks. Bradford County, along with everyone else around the state, has started working on this. A reopening plan for the county and the state. So we are making progress on this one, but that does not mean that we are asking everyone to just drop what you're doing. It's we're taking this approach as folks that have started feeling better after their course of antibiotics. We've got to stick with the entire process. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So we are working on getting things squared away. Again, social distancing. Pay attention. Follow us on Facebook. Both On the Spot with David Rodgers gets the latest updates from emergency management at the state and the county level. We will keep you informed so that you are on the spot just like we are.
Thank you, Mike.
When this opens up,
Yes,
and we're allowed to do things like go to restaurants
that's correct.
and bowl.
Hey, you're speaking my language.
That's what I'm talking about.
The crew, not everybody watching.
The crew.
The wings and the bowling are on me.
Hey, all right. That sounds great to me. Hey,
Come on,
real quick, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in each and every week, twice a week at times. I know some of you fans come on here to hear what we got to say. Hey, sometimes you may say we're full of it. Hey, that's okay too.
It won't be the first time somebody said that about me.
Hey, somebody said about that me today, so it doesn't really matter.
I said
But
that
anyway,
last night.
yeah, you said it just a few minutes
I'm
ago
full of
too.
pizza and wings right now.
Yeah, I know it. I hear
Y'all
that.
bums.
So anyway,
Leave
God
me
bless you
alone,
guys.
guys.
Just practice what these guys are saying. Hey, let's get Florida, as Dave Holland said, let's get Florida open back up to work. Let's get America back to work. I see a couple of late comments that come in from Deanna and Kurt. Yeah, let's do that. We can still do this and practice social distancing. We need to get the economy kicked back up. If we don't, gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen,
Depression.
if this goes another month, month and a half, 2 months, we're going to go into a depression, just like you said in 1929. And this time, Michael, that Great Depression is going to look like Cinderella's ballroom compared to this one. Because of this. More people now than there was back in 1929. And more things. Hey, there is more businesses, more. It's going to be ugly. It's going to crash, really ugly. And it's going to crash hard.
Yeah, I don't want to
Really
see.
quick.
Yes.
Kurt, Miracle, please get in touch with us about your thoughts about an outdoor benefit. I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to say that because I saw that comment. That is an absolute great thought because we can social distance the devil out of everybody with that.
Yeah, Kurt, absolutely. You know, we haven't talked a little bit, but we need to get together so we can plan up a couple of things for some future shows anyway. Jamie Clemens, all you guys, have a good night. Once again, our thanks to our fantastic sponsors on behalf of the entire team. Everyone have a great evening, and remember, we're on the spot, so you can be too. Good night, everybody. Good night. See you Saturday night.
Infidels!
All right.